In today's video, you're going to learn how to create a scroll trigger campaign opt-in in WordPress. To begin, we'll go to Mail Opt-in, hover on the left and click on Opt-in Campaigns. Next, we're going to click on Add New. I'm going to call our campaign Slide In. Now on the right, I'm going to select Slide In as the opt-in type. And now we only have templates that match this opt-in type. Let's use this one. And now we're in the opt-in builder, and here we have our slide in opt-in. We have our settings on the left, and here in design, I can adjust the opt-in's width, for example. I can also add a display effect. Right now we're using slide in up. This is slide in left. Here's slide in right. So you can use whichever one you want to. In addition to this, you can always make changes to your background color, and you can use custom CSS as well to style your opt-in. We can go back and move on to headline. Here we can choose to turn it off or customize it using the available options. We can also click on an element on the opt-in itself to open its settings on the left-hand side. So here we have options for the description, and here are the form fields options. So for form fields, we can choose to use custom HTML. Just add the code right here. We can choose to use only a call to action button as well. We can customize the button by using the options below, or we can use the standard form fields by turning this off. We can customize each individual field. By default, we have name and email, but we can also click on the Add Custom Field button to add a new one. Of course, we'll see our custom field in the opt-ins preview. So it's right over here on the right-hand side. I'm going to go ahead and delete this. And here we'll have an option to customize the submit button for the regular form. Now back in the main menu, we have our configuration options. And here we can select our slide in position. That could be either bottom right or bottom left. So the choice is up to you. You can hide the close button, disable the escape key as well. You can add a scroll effect and configure cookie duration. Now all the way at the bottom, you'll see an option to remove or keep mail opt-ins branding. So if we go back, we can move on to the integrations tab. And there we can choose to keep our leads inside mail opt-in, or we can go ahead and configure a new integration. So I'm going to go ahead and click on this tab, and here I'm going to select MailerLite as my integration of choice. It's right here. You can choose whichever one that you have configured. Next, you'll need to select an email list. In MailerLite, that's called a group. In other integrations, it could be called a segment or a list. Okay, so let's move on to after conversion. This is where you can configure what happens after a lead converts. Now, our final tab here is display rules. And this basically controls how and when the opt-in gets triggered. So to create a scroll trigger opt-in, we'll need to select after scrolling down X%. So here we can activate the rule, and then we'll need to figure out what percentage of the screen we want to scroll down before the opt-in gets triggered. We'll use 10% and go back. And now we can go ahead and test this out. So let's save our changes. We'll close the opt-in builder, and once we're on the dashboard again, we'll activate the opt-in. We'll visit our site, and we'll see what happens when we scroll down 10% of the page. So I'm going to go ahead and scroll, and here's our opt-in sliding in from the right-hand side. Now let's add a name and email and click on subscribe now. We'll see our success message, and now we can go to MailerLite to see if our lead was captured. Once we're in MailerLite, we can go to groups, and I'm going to go to tutorials, which is all the way at the bottom. This is the group that we set up our integration with. And here's our lead, the first one. All right, so moving on, we're going to go ahead and deactivate this campaign and add a new one. This time we want to create a scroll trigger pop-up. So I'm going to go ahead and name this pop-up. And next, I will select a template. And just as normal, you'll be able to customize your opt-in. So for example, you can go to design to customize your opt-in. And as you'll see in the configuration tab, we'll have similar options, but they will not be exactly the same. So as you can see here, we have no slide in position option. We'll go back and we'll go to fields. And here we'll see basically the same options. So feel free to configure this as normal. So right now we're going to go to integrations. And here we can add a new integration. I'm going to use MailerLite once again. And we'll use the same email list. And once we're done, we're going to go back to the main menu. We'll go to display rules and we'll go ahead and choose a trigger. Well, we need to use after scrolling down X%. So I'm going to activate the rule and I'll make this about 60% this time. Something in that region. Okay. Let's save our changes and we'll turn on the opt-in from the menu this time. Now we'll go back and we'll close the opt-in builder. And if we visit our site in a new tab, we can just quickly go to that website and scroll down to about 50% of the page. Once we're there, we'll see the pop-up. I'm going to enter a name and email and subscribe. We have our success message. And once again, we'll go to MailerLite to see if that lead was captured. Okay, so after refreshing the page, we'll see our lead right here. Okay, so this is how you create a scroll trigger opt-in in WordPress using Mail Opt-in. Thanks for watching and see you next time.